All families are crucified, tortured to death for all.
Yeah, what? Like, Jesus Christ, by the way. Someone spoke in their sleep during a fever dream. Their entire family was crucified and tortured. Okay. What's up, guys? Today, we will be looking at a little bit of an informational video about ninjas, like literal ninjas. It's by a channel called Night Shift, which is Kurzgesagt, but it's more about like history. Very interesting. I love the channel. A ton of very good, interesting, both fairy tale videos and history videos and everything. Amazing. So far, what I think a ninja is like literally the picture. It's a guy that's like an assassin with 2 daggers and those throwing stars. Let's see.
Clouds cover the moon as a man climbs up Azuchi Castle on his grappling hook. It's 1580. And
like for me, ninja means like Seikido, you know? Some guy like flying around with his like rope shotgun. He has like a grenade launcher and a hat, and a seal hat and a sword. It's like
the
dealing
intruder is here to kill a warlord. Dressed in black, he sneaks through the castle halls, throwing stars and smoke bombs from his belt. He avoids guards where he can and silently kills them where he can't. Sliding open a door, he lunges, but guards are waiting. When the warlord demands to know who sent him, the assassin bites off his own tongue. Oda Nobunaga, the first...
There's no way you can just bite off your own tongue. I refuse to believe that's something the human can do. It's not physical. I don't think it's mentally possible.
Great unifier of Japan survives.
Genuinely.
For now. This scene has become part of the legend of the ninja, or Shinobi. The truth is, if anything like this had actually happened, the killer would have been a doctor. He'd have had no smoke bombs or throwing stars, and he wouldn't have murdered guards, but would have passed them with a smile. The ninja mythology is so strong, so...
Oh, wait! Well, does ninja just mean, like, assassin? And that's it? Like, the assassin is just some bribed doctor?
So cool that it pulls in stories that are totally unrelated. So, who were the real ninja, and where have they gone?
I mean, number one is SteamySnuggler, of course.
A shattered empire. Japan is ruled by a military government, the shogunate. Officially serving the emperor, they've been the real power for centuries. But their authority has crumbled. Daimyo, feudal lords and their armies of Bushi, Japan's warrior class, are waging war for
Bushi? I might be in his army. That's a joke. You can laugh now.
Territory and power. Close to the capital Kyoto, which all rising powers hope to control, lie Iga and Koka. More than one warlord thinks they're easy to conquer. A mistake. Their mountains act as a natural defense, and their clans work together. But their real strength is the samurai they lend to neighbors and allies, shifting allegiances and spying on threats to keep the fighting far away.
But I heard samurai were not like foot soldiers. Like they have like their own land and they had servants and they have like their own soldiers, no?
These skills of spying, ambush and stealth are called shinobi tactics, and eager samurai gain a reputation for them. But in recent years, a new power has risen, an inspiring leader and ruthless conqueror who can unify Japan. Oda Nobunaga. After he deposes the shogun in Kyoto...
By the way, if you didn't know, the reason why samurai cut off their hair, some people, they were like bald on the head, was literally just so their helmet could fully engage with their head. Which is, I don't know why we stopped this. Why did we stop doing this?
Oda is the most powerful man in Japan. To consolidate his control, Oda invades Koka with overwhelming force, and the district becomes his personal fief. Now alone, Iga's days are numbered. In 1579, Oda's son tries to impress his dad by invading Iga. This plan backfires when local samurai infiltrate his camps. Disguised as merchants and priests, they learn the paths the armies are taking. Then, the men of Iga ambush and destroy them. Oda is furious. You were guilty of a fiasco on the Iga border. Take this as a lesson. He will not make the same mistakes as his son. When the warlord himself invades Iga in 1581, he sends more than 40,000 samurai who destroy every village and temple they encounter, killing thousands.
The yellow faction.
Eager samurai
Yellow-
are soon
yellow flags.
bottled up in their castles. The defenders use all kinds of shinobi tricks, lighting torches for fake reinforcements, setting fire to enemy camps, killing scouts, and leading night raids.
Okay, so let me get this straight. Shinobi tricks, quote unquote, is attacking the enemy after dark, killing their scouts, and lying. Okay.
3 musketeers lie in wait for Oda Nobunaga himself and kill his
understanding
guards,
of the game.
but the warlord is undeterred. After long sieges, Iga submits to the Oda clan. This victory lasts only a year. Then Oda Nobunaga is murdered, not by a ninja, but in an ambush by disloyal subordinates. The warlord refuses to die by any hand but his own. He commits seppuku, disemboweling himself with his own sword. Oda's story may be over, but the story of the ninja is just beginning. Without his authority, former allies become rivals, and the men of Iga will help decide who wins that fight. History on a knife edge. The fearsome Oda Nobunaga is dead. Finally, old grudges are paid back in blood, and Oda supporters like Tokugawa Ieyasu are hunted down. Tokugawa was one of his closest allies.
I was it, dude. Japanese names are always S plus tier. Oh my days. Their names are so good. I'm jealous. My name is SteamySnuggler. I could be like some crazy Tokugawa, Tokujiganawa. Oh my days.
Now he's in enemy territory
I could've
with
took a
only
name.
a few dozen men.
But I was born in Europe.
His
YouTube.
bodyguards of Iga and Koka samurai, led by the legendary Hattori Hanzo, who has served Tokugawa for decades.
Hanzo? Hattori
Their
Hanzo?
loyalty has
Seriously?
only grown since Tokugawa
The guy
gave
Marowatch.
shelter to those fleeing the Oda invasion. Now they can
Harry
return
with the
the
Genji.
favor.
Genji's coming soon.
Tokugawa needs to pass through Iga, a dangerous place full of bandits and samurai hunters. But Hattori's warriors know the mountains well. Their strategy is relying on old ties and bribes just as much as on bows and blades, or so the legend says. After a harrowing trek, Tokugawa reaches safety. By saving his life, Hattori's warriors have changed the course of history. They allow him to become shogun 2 decades later and shift the country from 200 years
Why did he turn like a dumpling? He turned us like a sakusek. A sakusek? Well, mind the original chant, leave one.
of ongoing warfare into a peace that will last decades. Tokugawa brings his bodyguards to the new capital Edo, while his ascension as the last of the 3 great unifiers of Japan would seem to end the need for shinobi fighters. But not everyone is pleased with the new shogunate, so loyal men with shinobi skills will still be essential to keep the newly won peace. Sniffing out conspiracy. In 1651, the Tokugawa shogunate has ruled for 3 generations, prizing stability above all else. To prevent the spread of dangerous new ideas, Japan has become strictly isolationist, banning Christian missionaries and restricting foreign merchants.
Fair.
Violators are imprisoned and
Low-key, a very fair maneuver.
deported. To avoid the bloody pitched battles of the past, official policy requires all lords to spend every other year in Edo, based on the principle, keep your friends close, but your enemies closer. The job of watching the lords falls to the guards patrolling the grounds of Edo Castle, like this guy. He's not just a common soldier, he's a kind of castle detective. It's the family trait. His grandfather served under Hattori Hanzo and followed him to Edo. Besides guarding the shogun, his most important job is gathering intelligence by blending in as a servant or priest. He knows that people whisper about the detective's supernatural skills and call them Shinobi no Mono, person of stealth. The detectives see themselves as maintaining peace and order, but to their enemies, they are the feared secret police of the Tokugawa surveillance state. When the third
Oh! Are ninjas literally secret police? That's
shogun
incredible.
dies, he leaves a vulnerable empire to his 10-year-old son. Rumors soon reach the palace that something is on the horizon, and a masterless samurai called Marubashi Chuya is particularly suspicious. He runs a sword-fighting school, a perfect place for young samurai to conspire. A detective slips into Marubashi's home disguised as a servant and, according to one version of what happened, finds Marubashi ill talking to people in a fever dream. The unnoticed detective listens with horror as Marubashi describes a terrifying plot to set Edo ablaze with gunpowder, killing thousands in a deadly
Why?
distraction. As the
Why though?
authorities fight the flames, Marubashi will storm Edo Castle, murder the shogun's regents, and force the boy to undo his father's unpopular policies. The detective slips out of the house and returns with soldiers. The conspiracy is undone. As a result,
I'm sorry, but delirious speaking during a fever dream is not an actual conspiracy. Like, I'm not gonna lie, guys. I've had dreams that are, like, pretty crazy when it comes to, like, illegal stuff. Should I be prosecuted for those dreams? What if I spoke not loud? Exactly. Was there a plot? I don't know.
families are crucified, tortured to death for all
Yeah, what? Like, Jesus Christ, by the way. Someone spoke in their sleep during a fever dream. Their entire family was crucified and tortured. Okay.
to see. The detective does not relish these brutal punishments, but sees them as necessary. Only a firm hand can keep Japan from slipping back into chaos. Returning to his room in Edo Castle,
Also with
he
a big
opens
firm.
a well-read book, A History of Oda Nobunaga. The detective enjoys the section on Iga's plucky defiance. It's more
10,000
exciting than the
sit-ups.
day-to-day surveillance that makes up his
10,000
shinobi
squats.
work. It's in this peaceful period that the legend of the shinobi begins to really form. Eager scholars craft the legend of Tokugawa's escape through their homeland and boast of the skills of their samurai. They have a supernatural power as spies, so no matter how secure a fortress is, they can enter it secretly. The kabuki theaters bring these stories to life. Characters who can turn invisible or transform into toads, rats, and slugs. Actors use gunpowder, throwing knives, and acrobatics. One trope becomes commonplace. Characters dress in black to signal invisibility, just like the stagehands in all black outfits
Ninja!
who aren't meant to be seen. The building blocks of the modern ninja myth are coming together. While the legend of the Iga shinobi takes shape, the connection of the castle detectives to Iga grows weaker as generations of new shoguns bring their own men to protect them. But once the outside world comes knocking and Japan has to react, shinobi skills will come in handy once more. The world comes to Japan. In 1854, 2 centuries after Marubashi nearly burned Edo to the ground, the capital is under threat once again, but this time not from within. 9 US gunboats are anchored in the port of Yokohama, cannons pointed at nearby Edo. Japan has been off limits to foreigners for centuries.
It was like crazy at this point in time. Like, there was Western powers, like the East India Trading Company. They would go to China with like 4 ships, and somehow they would conquer every single, ocean city just because they had better cannons and armor.
But Commodore Perry of the US Navy demands open trade and diplomatic relations, or else. For years, the British, Russian, and French empires have been pressing for entry. The Americans are just
more
the most
important than
recent
China, by the way.
and the most open with their
It's
threats.
bigger in China.
Japan's neighbor China presents a terrifying example of how badly this contact can
With
go.
opium,
Detective Sawamura
In China.
Yasusuke watches the strangers in their odd clothes as he tries to assess the danger. He's not here to assassinate Perry. He's not like the shinobi he's read about or seen on stage. He's posing as a
I mean, they realize, right? If you kill a captain of a ship, the ship is literally just disappear, right? Like, from a Western standpoint, if you kill the owner of a company, the company is just gone, right? If you kill the owner of a ship, the ship doesn't like despawn.
simple official in the Japanese delegation. The Americans have no idea that Japan has developed the most sophisticated intelligence gathering system in the world, or that they've let a professional spy onto their flagship. But Sawamura's talents, honed in the feudal society of Tokugawa, Japan, are of only limited use in this new modern world. A single spy can't change the fates of empires, and you don't need shinobi training to see that the shogun is outmatched. Japan's doors
Remember Higurabi?
slowly creak open to the world. The ancient military dictatorship was already cracking under economic and political pressure, and many are outraged that the shogun has allowed Japan's humiliation. The detectives were espionage experts in isolationist Japan, but their usefulness is running out. With a weakened shogunate and angry feudal lords, Japan is closer to civil war than it's been for 300 years. The new emperor Meiji seizes the opportunity to...
Because I want to say, ninjas are just spies, I guess, before their time. Like, they're spies from the 1750s until 1950s of a ninja. It's just a spy. I won't say liar, but spies lie, of course. But they're just spies.
Sweep away the shogunate and its institutions, like the castle detectives, replacing them with professional secret police more suited to the modern Japan he seeks to create. 3 centuries after the province was raised, the Shinobi legacy of Iga finally dies. Enter the ninja. This may have been the end of the Shinobi of history, but it's the birth of the ninja of myth. The Edo period saw an explosion of art and literature, and in the 20th century, these stories gained new life. In 1936, martial artist Fujita Seiko claims secret knowledge of ninjutsu from koka, able to withstand poisons and torture, impersonate animals, and move silently. His work reads like a parody, but some people take it seriously. After World War II, Japan needed to rebuild, and that included its national confidence. Storytellers looked back into a mythologized past, and they found Shinobi. Kabuki tales and woodblock prints evolved into movies and manga. These stories weren't about the surveillance of the Tokugawa secret police, but shadow warriors who sneak into castles and assassinate villains. Shinobi had begun as a tactic and became an identity. It feels traditional, but what we know and love about ninja is less than a century old. The straight ninja sword first appears in a 1956 tourism advert. The throwing star is from a 1957 movie, and the ancient martial art of ninjutsu is a post-war creation. Even the word ninja came out of the 20th century. Shinobi warfare wasn't unique to the samurai of Iga and Koka, but their...
Wow! So even the word ninja wasn't a thing until the last, 100 years. Until, World War II. Ninja wasn't even a word.
Skills entered the storybooks as their descendants entered the castle. As detectives, they adapted to uncover conspiracies and clamp down on dissent, but they couldn't change with the times forever. When the shogunate itself was swept away, the shinobi went too. But they survive as shadows and stories long after the world that created them has disappeared.
Interesting. Interesting. Okay. I see how it is. Okay. I respect it too, yeah. I want to say though, everyone, thank you so much for watching. And ninjas have the respect for me. GG's. Ninjas are made up. Anyways, if you want more of these historical videos, they are amazing, by the way. They are amazing. It's called Night Shift. It's from the same guys as Kurzgesagt, and they do history. Should I watch more? What do you guys think? I'll watch a couple more if you guys wanted to. They're amazing. I love it all. And anyways, you guys are great. I love you guys. I will see you tomorrow. Stay amazing. Leave a comment below what you want me to react to. I love you guys. Bye-bye.